Bonus live, too lazy to edit. That's the life. That's how this is. Just how it goes. The good news is when it's a live BIC episode, we get the circular, we get the surroundings here with the watchful eyes of Brett Favre. And Eric has already agreed to pay 10x the like button. That's 100x. That's hashtag maths.
We just need to go hashtag infinite.
Oh, it's coming. It is only a matter of time.
Wrong.
It's only a matter of time.
Wrong.
Well, the problem is that Eric is just too rich. At this point, he's like, guys, I'm done with these small multiples. Can we just do multiples on multiples?
All right. Yes.
Yes. Well, Friday night, if you would have seen, he had at least $47,000 in bicycles. He doesn't know how to use them. He was playing with them like a musical instrument. He was greasing axles. That's not a euphemism. You would think it is, but it's not.
I was.
It was literal.
Yeah. And I had my bike ride on Saturday, and it went successfully. We did 52.77 miles, and yeah, it was a good time.
Yeah, and I was asked about this, Brandon, and I specifically stated yes. Eric did let us know, and we were all very disappointed.
Eric, I don't know whether to be impressed, proud, or
don't be impressed. Don't
very
be
confused because
confused is fine.
I don't like being in the car for 52 miles anymore, let alone sitting on an uncomfortable bike seat for 52 miles.
Well, you mean a non-existent bike seat? Having a bike seat might help.
When like any muscle, your gluteus maximus gets used to sitting on that seat and working, and it doesn't hurt. It only hurts those.
There's Friday jokes already.
So, like any muscle, it gets used to being used, and it does not hurt when I ride my bike.
Sven says, I want to see pictures where it never happened. It's fair. It's valid.
Well, there are pictures on the Instagram.
Yeah, but they're all stationary pictures, Eric. I didn't see a single one of those pictures move. Not a one.
Okay.
Eric, my dad's got bicycles in his garage. I can take a picture. Hey, guys, here I am after a 47,000-mile bike ride. It took us 25 minutes.
That'd be impressive.
It's a picture. You can't prove otherwise. Good evening, Hodges. Good evening, Abe. Well, good afternoon for you. Still fairly early. We're in your neck of the woods. Paul, evening all, and Eric. Valid. So it is a podcast night. We are doing it live, not because mostly because I don't want to edit, and also because there's no specific one topic. That's really the main reasons why. That's pretty much it. So I figured we'd do this instead. So there it is. So feel free in the chat. Maybe if you come up with something along the way, we can touch on that. But let me do the segments. Let me do a couple of the segments here, because we do have to acknowledge the most recent Silly Card of the Week results, and we've got the new ones. I've got a handful of pickups that are actually in hand. I've actually got them here. So I've got something.
I have 2 cards this week. Holy shit, I haven't shown any in a couple weeks.
Oh, perfect. So we nailed it. So we'll do Silly Card of the Week, then we'll do a couple of pickups, then we'll open it up. I'll touch on a couple of different things that came up over the Friday live and such, but we'll go wherever the wind takes us for a little while. It'll be obviously shorter than the usual because it is a podcast episode versus a live stream, and then we'll go from there. So before we get into all that, Eric, you know what this is time for? I haven't done it on the live very often, but you know what it's time for now?
No, Carlos, please tell me.
It felt like the right thing to do. It needed to be done.
Good job.
Yeah. And then on Friday, you all got introduced to my new favorite button in the world.
Shut up, moron.
Yeah, I'm going to, when I see Phil, I'm going to thank him for that.
You should. It's very good. It's very good. I did include that on the Discord, Brandon. Brandon, I just needed that one clip. That's all I needed. That one little piece was all I needed in that entire thing, and it works out
Phil's been having fun with his little IG reels.
Right now, listen, right now he's on one right now. He's all excited. He has heavily hashtag invested in the Topps dynasty. That is a fact. Like he has gone heavy into dynasty.
He's picked up some cool pieces.
Yeah, and he's got Eric, I will say, like he's been showing off one of one dynasties, which are at least $2, $3, $4. Some would argue even $5.
It depends if the seal is broken. Let's not forget about the seal.
Yes, the seal. But all I'll say is like, yeah, he's been hashtag investing quite a bit in those ones. So it's been kind of like, okay.
We need to ask the chat how many went out and bought the Otani. The teapot is very high one. He gave us maths to share the Otani. I think like since that's one of the rules, and we don't really like the maths, and he did the maths work. I almost feel obligated to add that. You know, it's this close.
Philly Joe, good evening, Carlson gang. I have an hour to waste, so here we are. An hour well wasted. We are here for that.
You can't imagine wasting an hour in a better spot than this.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. We are the pinnacle.
This is where time goes to die.
Well, yeah. Look, we had like almost. Somebody needs to get the exact timing, Brandon. We got more biking talk on Friday than has ever been done in any one place outside of. Oh no. Dave says Eric's multitasking and watching the college basketball game. He's been a fan of the UConn Huskies since day one. Facts.
I'm gonna strangle him. I swear. I'm
Good evening, Amish Dave.
Strangle him.
Don't try to strangle Amish Dave.
No,
He's a respectable fellow.
Also, Eric,
I wouldn't try to strangle Amish Dave. Come on.
How dare you?
can you please explain? Because like I don't know that I've ever seen you this happy between two gentlemen that you've met on any of your posts. I mean, look at the excitement there.
I don't want to talk about it.
Like I think you are exposing yourself more and more and more.
I don't want.
And we're not even talking about just on the bike.
I seen that and I was like, man, look at the joy on Eric's face.
All right. We'll get back to you making fun of me in a second, but see, not everyone understands what this comment means. And if they did, they would not have a problem with me doing what I'm about to do.
Eric. Well, Eric, do you want to explain the context of this?
I cannot. I just want everyone to know that she is an evil, evil woman.
Wow. Oh, wow. Just wow. All right, moving on.
And
Good evening, Amanda.
And she knows it, and she's laughing in her cave right now because she knows it.
Wow.
I'm intrigued that she put someone because I feel like the comment is going in the direction of something.
Nope, she is an evil, 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 evil woman.
Wow. Just wow. Incredible. Good afternoon, Amanda. Happy Friday, says Keith. Lonely Basement Baseball Cards. Happy Friday, Keith. Eric is posting himself again. I know. Man has a hobby influencer angel.
No,
is that friend Bill Ranford? Paul asks valid questions.
Paul, I hate everyone in the chat. That's just they're just the worst.
All right.
Amanda,
well, Eric, go ahead.
Since I know that she's in here, she just posted that. I met someone that I believe you might be an acquaintance of or have met, or I know you follow on Instagram, you might be a fan of, but artist David Willingham. He does some of the Topps artwork, the Star Wars, all of that stuff. He did SpongeBob's and those things. Found out he actually lives right here in my town. And I ran into him one Friday and we had a real good conversation. So just thought I would share that since I did see that you are one of his followers and I know you like the Marvels and all that stuff. So
there you go. And she acknowledges your comment.
Oh, that's so cool.
All right. Let's do silly card of the week. Let's make this happen. And then we'll do a quick pickup segment and then on to other nonsense and foolishness. See, Brandon, I didn't even have a title for this. So I literally went with live from whatever this is and then cool title pending. It depends on what happens. I don't know.
Hey, pending is always good.
Yeah. Just about pending.
See where it goes.
All right, here we go. So these are the results of last week's Silly Card of the Week. We do count every single vote, the only true democracy in this world. So as you can see, the eye test received 54% of the popular vote, followed by the Lawnmower Man, followed by Showtime. I'm a little disappointed. For somebody who's supposedly the modern day GOAT, Shohei, that was a lackluster result. And it was clear. We had not only a magician, we had katanas. I'm a little surprised.
And I defeated Shohei with Ted
Mhm.
Williams wearing wooden glasses.
So it sounds to me, Brandon, what I'm hearing, based on the voting public, is that Shohei Ohtani kind of sucks.
Yeah, and Eric should stop pissing on Ted Williams autographs.
That's right. Jerk. Good afternoon, Rob. So there you go. And again, we count every single vote. And it was a solid turnout. Over 50 votes this week. So we appreciate it. There'll be a community post this week. As usual, you'll be able to make your selection. Select whichever one you feel is appropriate. The only true democracy in this world. Now, this week, we may have controversy. We'll see. I'm going to leave it on to the people to decide for yourselves. I'm going to show the options. And I'm going to let the individuals responsible say their piece. But let's see what happens. So this first one, let's find out where the direction we're going to go on with this one. Go ahead, Eric.
I saw this at work, and I thought it was a little ridiculous. This young man is obviously going to a plumber school. You know, not that.
Based on what, Eric? Why would you say plumber school?
Well, because he's got a wrench there.
Oh, Brandon, I didn't see the wrench. Is there a wrench there?
Yeah,
Wasn't aware.
So, I figured, he's off at plumber school.
Mm.
I didn't know many plumber schools, tech schools like that had football teams, but he wants to let you know that
What
he
team
is
is he
coming
on?
with his large wrench, and you're all in for it.
Uh-huh.
So
Brandon, you know how I usually come up with some kind of hashtag for these things? You know what I'm thinking? I'm feeling like this time around, I don't know if I have enough characters, but I'm going to try. I'm thinking going with hashtag Eric is not beating the allegations.
Yeah. I told you I didn't really want to play this weekend. So yeah, my choice, it was very low effort. Yeah. So I went with good old Henry Blanco. And the picture it's an awesome action image. I wish Topps gave us more of these days, but I liked the perspective of the image and the Bat Boy like seemingly punching Blanco in the head as he's trying to run away. I know he didn't actually do that, but I thought the perspective of the image gave that look and feel to it. So there's my card. Yeah.
Indeed. So I think the only way we can save ourselves is we have to go a more wholesome path. Unfortunately, Eric's heinous intolerance we won't speak of again. I appreciate the Brandon went with an action shot here. So, fair enough. I'll give you that. But I do have an alternative option. And we did mention the aforementioned Filmington. So there is a theme here. The aforementioned Filmington and his promotion of the dynasties. Yeah. Well, can I show you a dynasty card that I think is perhaps, dare I say, grail worthy? Pirate Parrot.
Those are actually cool.
The Pirate Parrot, you see. Topps Dynasty with appropriate patch, numbered to 10, and on-card autograph of Pirate Parrot himself. He's both a parrot and a pirate.
You know something that these cards prove, Carlos, in a serious manner? People pay good money for them, and they are not encapsulated, as you see. They are not encased. This proves the dynasties hold value without the fancy one touch on the sticker. Just saying.
Now, Eric, you know that you can Google Pirate Parrot Dynasty.
The Cub one, he sells for good money too.
I really want to, but I'm busy.
Oh, I don't think you are. You're a man of leisure, a man who has many hours to ride around on a bicycle with no seat. A man with that kind of time can afford to bid on Pirate Parrot. Don't lie to the people. Good evening, Mike Ham. So there it is. So there will be a community post. You can make your favorite selection. The only true democracy in this world. This week's Silly Card of the Week. Now, with that said, got a couple of pickups. So I'll do this quickly. I'll just combine 3 of these cards into one. They all came separate packages from the eBays. So I do buy some of the newer Medano cards that come in. And this ones are the SP game used. So pretty straightforward, Eric. We got these guys. And they got multiple parallels of them. So I grab the base card. There's your red version. And then there's the blue autograph.
Oh, there you go. Nice.
Yeah. I do actually have another one that's going to be coming in that actually is going to be sent directly to me. So I was like, all right, I like it. So yeah, so this one, these are actually 3. I'm not going to make a pickup video. I didn't do it this past weekend, even though I had the cards in. The only reason I didn't do the pickup video is because I have another potential card or 2 this week before the end of the week. So if it comes in, I'll be like, I'll just combine it all. And I may have 1 more of those SP game use. So that would be 4 of those from that set. So I do like to collect. I do prefer the game, the playing days ones, but I don't mind if the card itself looks nice. And if I can get some of the parallels relatively cheap, I'm like, yeah, I'm in. Let's do it. For the Joe says, my coolest card that I've pulled was a Philly Fanatic auto. There you go. Now, was it signed as Philly Fanatic, or was it signed by the person who donned the mantle of Philly Fanatic? Because that's always a question that I leave for that kind of thing. Because you do have 2 options, so it could be either way. Ham says blue looks nice. Thank you, Ham. All right, Brandon. So you do have some pickups you want to share?
Yeah, I got 2 cards. Nothing major, but I got my Nationals, trying to get back in the the excitement of baseball and the Nationals. So I picked up a Nasim Nunez, Topps Black rookie. This one I shared on the channel. I talked about this last week. I was waiting on it to come in. This is the metallic Acuna, and this was the card I was trying to pull in the very first video I ever did on YouTube, and I never hit the card. I've realized that these are actually very low pop. And so I sold my gold label base version of this for $100 and then bought this for like 18 plus shipping. So I have the more rare metallic version now, the card that started the YouTube channel, and made a little cash. And then I'm going to share this. It's not a card, but I've been picking up more Walking Dead stuff, and I thought this was really cool. It's 2 band t-shirts. I'm not sure what bands, but they actually like sewn them together to make a single shirt. And this was for a character on Fear the Walking Dead. I've got more stuff back over there, some bags and stuff I picked up. I don't know. I've just been really having fun with the prop stuff, and I bought one of the autos I've been needing for a while last night. So yeah, and for update, 907,920 items ahead of me on my ComC order. So soon, people, soon I'll have a big order of stuff I can share. Soon.
Around the corner.
You're muted, Carlos.
Yeah. Said we're basically there. So since you mentioned that, I can do my update here. So hold on. I got the 2. I got the one that was done with the regular speed, the normal speed. That is 549,813. Basically there. And then the other one is crawling along. It's 4,799. So it's getting closer. Getting closer. Pretty exciting. So what's funny is even as that's been the case, we're literally the only reason I'm waiting for some stuff right now is that with the Spring Expo coming around the corner, Ship My Cards is going to be carting stuff up. So I want them to get a handful more things so they can bring them directly, because I'd rather have them sent that way, and then I can get them that way in person. So I'm just waiting. I just want them to get a handful more items, but it is getting close, Eric. At the time of this recording, we're a little over 3 weeks.
I also want to admit something. So I have the Expo app from when we went up in November.
Yeah.
And I was very confused this weekend because I kept
when you were getting notification
after
for the Edmonton,
and I was like, I know Carlos said it was like 3 weeks away or something. Why in the hell am I getting all these notifications? So I did go on and look and realized that it was the Edmonton show going on.
It is.
And learned that they like to send the notifications for all of them. So I think I'm going to have to delete that app because that was annoying as hell.
Why don't you just turn off the notifications? That's what I did.
I could do that too.
Yeah, it's
I was
just
like,
easier
what
to
is
turn off the
going
notifications.
on? Why am I getting all these damn notifications?
Yeah, I just turned off the notifications. I did see it. What I'm curious about though, and I don't think they're going to, because although it would be funny, I would love if they had notification for Strongville. That'd be amazing. That'd be like, why not just? Well, they own the card show too, so it's like, Eric, why not have notifications for everything? Notifications for all of it. I could imagine it would be a lot like the you ever seen the Simpsons episode where Homer was the secretary, he took over for Smithers, and then he was taking and then he went over and he goes, go get your card before it's towed, go get your car from the lot, go get your car before it's crushed in a cube, please come get your cube. I would love for that to be the notifications that you start getting. It's like, please get these cards, they're old, no, they're still old, and these cards have disintegrated. Y'all said you wanted vintage, didn't you? At least get the cards while they're vintage. They're vintaging as we speak. I did see also one other thing, and I'll touch on it more on Friday. They have added approximately, I say conservatively, 57,000 more signers to the card
Oh
show.
my God! It
was relentless. So we can say, like, look, and they got the most obscure signer they could find. Like, I don't even know where they found this guy.
Here it comes.
Like, the Expo hasn't seen this dude in like decades. Look,
Here it comes.
there he is. They're gonna have a signer, Marcel Dionne.
Yeah.
Oh,
but
so he's not going to pay for his own,
no.
or is he going to double dip, pay for his own little area and do that? That would be even more brilliant.
Well, he did that a couple years ago.
He did. He's done it before.
So yeah, because they had the anniversary of the 72 Canada Cup thing, a Summit Series rather. So he was on the team. So yeah, he also, not only was he sitting at his table all weekend that you could just walk up to him and be like, hi, can you sign this? He also was in the autograph pavilion signing. So, and people paying, a very high price for his autograph. So I am hearing that he is no longer interested in setting up his table. It's gotten to a point where he no longer wants to drag that stuff in and drag that stuff out. And he's feeling as if he may be done with that.
Wow. Crazy. Crazy times.
Here's this guy, this legend that's been doing this for God knows how long. It may have come to an end.
Well, Eric, if instead of stalking, I mean allegedly stalking, you had just bought a bunch of shit, then he wouldn't have to carry around as much stuff.
Eric.
Well, he gives me a lot of shit before I can even buy it.
You could give him cash.
Hold on. I'm trying to take the light of this.
Go ahead.
You're telling me that I came
Good evening, Mike.
to the last show that Marcel is going to have his own booth, and now he's officially okay with ending having his booth after he finally got to meet me.
Yes.
Well, he saw your beard, and that was it. After that, he had peaked.
Complimented the beard.
So he felt like everything had been completed.
Yes.
There was nothing left.
The journey was done.
And he's met Amanda and conversated with Amanda, and between you and Amanda, it's like, why do I don't need to continue.
I'm just glad that I was able to allow him to have peace and that he could finally have closure. So
now,
awesome to hear. Awesome
totally
to hear.
Capable of changing his mind, but I'm getting word that he's probably done setting up there.
Scandalous. Truly scandalous. Amanda said, but Carlos, it's Marcel's first time appearing as the LA Kings' second place all-time leading scorer. Between that and seeing Brandon's beard and meeting Amanda, why go on?
Yeah.
Honestly.
I think he had a great run.
Yeah. That seemed like at that point, you're peaked. There's nothing left. Why even bother?
I should have signed an autograph for him.
That would have been the right thing to do.
Well, if that's something you'd like to do, I'll make sure he gets it.
Oh, I'm sure you would.
A joke. That's not who I am. Unless he wants it.
Oh, I think he wants it.
You want me to text them right now? And
Well, look, if you prefer, I could text him. I was also going to text Wayne Gretzky and Jesus. So, do you want to say anything to him? Like, I can do that too. Watch, like, look, I'm texting. I'm texting all three of them at the same time. We're part of a group chat.
that would be impressive.
Yeah, just saying. Mike says, great to see you guys on Monday. Hello, Carlos. Hello, Eric. Hello, Papa Smurf. Brandon, if you let the thing go any longer, you're going to step on it and fall. Indeed.
So my daughter was supposed to like trim it today for me, and she fell asleep in the recliner watching YouTube. So I didn't get that done, but
I see.
it was mentioned.
It was mentioned. And Amanda's already angling to take over. She just wants to lose.
Yeah. Do you want to sell? You want to sell your stuff, or do you want to sell his stuff for him?
Why not both?
Yeah. You could run.
He should just abandon it there, and then she can take it over.
Yeah.
Eric would steal it all.
He's
already been stealing it all. What do you think Eric was talking about when he said he gave it to the same way that Sports World gave him?
No, I mean the hats, the books, the picture. I mean, he gives me this stuff.
You could literally throw a brick of cash at him.
I have tried to pay him. He gets mad at me.
What's your point? Listen, I guarantee you, if you throw a brick of cash at him and bounce it off his head, he'll be knocked out, and he won't have a chance to throw it back at you.
I bring things up for him to sign. I try to pay him. He won't let me. So I don't know what to tell you. It's not my fault.
We're getting there, Keith. One thing at a time. She was probably watching cycling. Or Kiss recaps.
Not funny. Mom and I had a wonderful time on Easter, spending 4+ hours of our Easter watching the Tour of Flanders yesterday. We had
Tour of Flanders.
The Tour of Flanders.
Like Ned Flanders?
Not like Ned Flanders, or
like Flanders Field.
No. Yes, Flanders Field, yes.
You mean where people died?
No, this is in Belgium. And
that's where Flanders Field is the one that's referred to in the Poppy poem. That's how they got the poppy.
And the previous race is called In Flanders Fields.
And who was killed during this race?
No one died, thankfully.
Again, disappointments. Did the one announcer at least say, "Oh no," at least once?
So this is Belgium's premier. This is their biggest event of the year for Cycling Mad Nation, and the Tour of Flanders was won yesterday by Tadej Pogacar.
Did you say Tadej?
Tadej.
Is this like the sister of Sade?
No, this is Tadej.
Can you spell that?
So Tadej Pogacar won the
Gesundheit.
Demi Vollering won the women's race.
It's like you're trying your hardest to like AI. What are the dumbest sounding names that I can pretend are cycling names?
This is why cyclists don't have cards. Nobody would be able to search for them.
So Mike, here's this quick question, Carlos. Are you guys live tonight because the content gods smiled on us again? Well, first of all, Mike, that is always true. There is never a time when the content gods do not smile upon us. However, in this case, there was literally no special reason.
That's Lance Armstrong. Like
that is Lance Armstrong. That's a normal name. The name Lance is perfectly normal. The name Armstrong is perfectly reasonable.
A bunch of stuff because he used a bunch of needles.
You said cyclists don't have cards, and I just pulled out his rookie card.
Yeah. Okay, find me those people that you were like blurbing out.
I have Chris Froome cards. He's British and a multi-time winner of the Tour de France. Game used jersey cards and autograph cards.
Clean or juiced?
What was the first option? Clean?
Yeah.
He has not been caught.
Okay, that's a good way to answer it. That's a good way to answer it.
When it comes to cycling, that is always my answer. He has not been caught.
So are you insinuating that the 50-ish miles may also just not been caught?
my 50-ish. I wish I was on drugs. It would have helped.
I'm not convinced you're not. All
I-
right, so
I had a Snickers bar and a chocolate milk at mile 25. Does that count as drugs?
for you, it might. We don't even know.
Was it Nesquik?
No, it was I'll think of it.
Okay. So yes,
Then who knows?
to answer your question, Mike, basically, I didn't feel like editing anything, and no, there is no specific agenda outside of the regular segments. So that is the answer. But we figured between the course, we figured Eric would say something ridiculous or scandalous. Check so far, and then we figured between that and the chat, we were covered. So there you go, a live episode. Allegedly, says Cardeal. Facts. We're really big in Belgium. I believe you.
So
Eric,
are
if you can spell
waffles.
that, it's 100 points in Scrabble. Yes. Why does Eric do this to himself? Because he hates himself, like the rest of us. Jimmy Florida says, Crosby, 12 points from Marcel Dionne. Never heard of him. 162 to Yager. That sounds like the guy that Eric was cycling about.
Yager will be at the Toronto Expo.
He will be. He will be
along-
charging too much for his autograph, but he'll be there.
along with Marcel.
It's true. True. So where's Crosby? That loser.
Hurt somewhere, crying.
Probably. Good to be Paul. All cycling talk, we need a hobby scandal. Facts. We always need a good hobby scandal. I think that's important. It keeps us healthy. A good hobby scandal, Eric, keeps everybody regular.
It does.
But what can I tell you? Look, we can't just manufacture something out of thin air. We got to work with what we got.
But Boston Card Hunter is going he's going nuclear on Whatnot and going after every single bad player on Whatnot. And I can watch those videos all day because I'm not a Whatnot fan. But it isn't like him, every day, multiple times a day, posting these idiots on Whatnot doing their silly bullshit is going to change anything. But he's trying like hell. So I give him credit for that. But I mean, he's just constantly posting now, just Whatnot ridiculousness.
Well, I did. Remember, I had this, I gave this statement. It's a really good, and actually in his last video, he touched on it. If you do that, that is a really easy way to build up a following, especially in those formats. It's like you literally have an endless amount of content. If you just want to do Whatnot scandalers or people or Whatnot bad actors, like, dude, every day, hell, you could literally go daily. You could do a multi-hour live stream daily. Yeah. So I think that'd be interesting. It's like, all right, we'll see. So real quick here, I'll scroll through. Mike says, oh, by the way, glad you made it back from your bicycling ride. Did Eric make it back? Not all of them made it back.
No, 52.77 miles. I did it almost exact. So I planned it out exactly, and we had a great time. Next year, 53.
Phil, the Loud Collector here, says, I'll be at Marcel's booth hanging out with him if you want to come say hello. Eric will be under the table.
Yeah, sure you will. Don't think I forgot about you and all the Marcel trashing from months ago. I haven't forgotten about you, Phil.
And now he collects Marcel. Now it's just shameless. Now it's Marcel on Marcel crime.
I haven't forgotten about Phil. No, his words will never be forgotten.
Well, just well. Has Eric ever cycled with Chara? He's really into it. Maybe you should.
No, I have not had the opportunity to meet him. And he is very into it. He's doing triathlons. He's trying to do some of the biggest triathlons, including the Ironman, I believe, the full Ironman in Hawaii. So he's hitting like 7 marathons on 7 continents and also training for triathlons. So, I mean, he could come back and play now. He's probably in better shape now than when he was playing hockey. It's absolutely, and I'm being 100% serious. It is lunacy what this man is doing to himself. It's crazy.
There were about 12 jokes there. I want you all to think about them, and we'll come back to it. Amanda says, Fanatics Pant attacks Whatnot. News at 11. Fanatics supporter defends the platform of evil. News at 11:30. If it makes you feel better, Amanda, I'm not on Fanatics, but I can still attack Whatnot. Would it help? Curious what Bobbles' thoughts about SGC's increased grading numbers. Will it continue? Question mark.
So I was looking at it. No.
Oh, okay. Next question.
Next question. Next
I
question.
mean,
All right,
so
on to the next subject.
they were up 12%, which is
I'm
roughly
grabbing the numbers just so
4,000
we have
cards.
them. I'm grabbing the post just so we can have it while we talk about it. So give me one sec here. I'm going to pull it up. So go ahead. Keep talking. I'm just pulling up the post. All right. There we
Well,
go.
I was trying to see because obviously March, I believe, to my knowledge, 22 business days in March, and there was 19 in February. So you had 3 more business days. 12% is roughly 4,000 cards. So you're looking at what, 1,300 cards a day, with those extra 3 days. So I don't really see this as that big of an increase. I see the month having more days. I think their capacity is probably no more. And this is also from what I know about the situation that was left by some individuals that I have contact with that work there. The space that they were left with, the amount of people and everything, it's just not a position for them to have efficiency. They don't have the room, they don't have the people, and I also was told it was cramped, which hinders workflow. I would say if they could hit 50,000 a month, that would be likely their max capacity. And they are a boutique now. Like basically they are for those who love the tux and want to continue using it, but outside of that, I don't see them growing anywhere near back to what they were or competing for anything. They're gonna, like, we have tag matching them right now. They're not going to be the SGC of old by no means. So.
So I wanted to make sure we covered it since Jim was specifically asking about it. I'll quickly point out a couple of things on here. First one is what's interesting to me is the first time the PSA has cracked 2 million. Now the thing is that, which is a massive number. If you think about it.
Was a lot.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm about to get to. So TCG is really the pertinent. This is the big number. We can look at the big number here and look at it. When we look at it here, you see SGC and tag here technically neck and neck. But shift over one slide. The sports category, and I'll get to the TCG and then slide right after this. You can still see these are still big numbers, but tag here is virtually nothing. They basically don't exist. SGC is basically almost all this, and then I go one slide over and it flip-flops. Tag is pretty much a Pokemon grader that happens to grade the odd sports card when somebody went the wrong turn at Albuquerque. And SGC barely does any Pokemon at all, and it's pretty much all sports cards. The thing is, yeah, they are kind of boutique, but what SGC lost, most of what they lost was those specials they used to do when the new top sets would come out, and they would get these boosts in some of them. It's the modern and ultra modern. It's not the vintage. The vintage guys that want to send it to them still send it to them.
Well, they also lost the ability of the turnaround time, and that lost some demand. Obviously, I think the resale of the slabs took a hit when the acquisition took place because people even though they're still existing today, that cloud is still over it. What if they go away? What does that do to the brand? Which, it has people kind of holding off sending in. And if the truth is, if you're going to take a hit on your resale value, you have to have something added elsewhere in the equation. And SGC provided that quick turnaround time that allowed the lower resale than PSA to still have a little bit of an advantage to it, but also it didn't sting as much because you got your stuff back quickly. If you were selling, you could sell it quick, that kind of thing. If you're going to be at a slow pace, not much variance in price outside of obviously upcharge situations, and then your resale also is going to be less, that's going to be harder to get people to want to send to you because you're like negative in multiple areas there. So, yeah, I mean, it was fun while it lasted. I'm curious to see what happens because CGC, from what I'm hearing people talking, they're getting slow too now. So I thought if they could keep pace with a good turnaround time and, a relatively reasonably cheap priced grading fee and a nice slab and everything, that they could get a little bit of a bump. But if they're slowing down too, then they're going to be hindered by that as well. So
there you go. Ham likes Albuquerque. Now I'll touch on this here in a second, but I want to make sure I acknowledge Kathy's comment here. That still sounds like she fell on the keyboard and just pressed it down.
But at least she spelled it. Miss Kathy, you get 100 Scrabble points. It was earlier in the conversation.
Tadej Pogacar. That is correct. And Mom and I had a wonderful time last night. It was probably about somewhere between 3.5 and 4 hours. I think we were watching it, and we're up till about midnight, I think. And it was a hell of a race.
I see. So Brandon, let's play a little game. And thank you, Kathy. Appreciate you commenting. Let's play a little game. Let's test Eric's knowledge
of
the cyclings.
Okay.
So here are 4 names.
Okay.
I want you to tell me which one is a real cyclist.
I honestly, number 4 looks familiar, but I can't say for sure.
Okay. Brandon, are you going? So you're going with number 3 is the answer here?
I'm going with number 3.
All right. Chat, does anybody want to guess which one of these is a real cyclist? I'll give the chat a moment.
I can't even begin to tell you.
I just want to give the chat a moment. Ham's going with all of the above. All right. It's a bold move. I could be playing a trick, but I'm merely asking. So I want to know. So Brandon is locked in at number 3. Ham is going with all of the above. Keith Lonely Basement is going number 1. I'm going to give everybody, I'm going to leave it on the screen while I finish the SGC conversation. I'm going to give you all like 2 minutes. I want you to tell me which one is the real cyclist, and then I'll come back to this. Okay.
If it's all of the above, then I'm technically correct, though. Still,
fair enough. But I want folks to take a stab at this. Rob's going with 4. You guys guess whichever one you think. Again, I could be playing a trick here, but I just want you guys to take a stab at this. Okay. So let's finish off the SGC thing. The funny thing is, it's enjoyable to me watching the conversation about SGC because when it comes to it, I've never been as into SGC. I had no problem with them. I have no problem having cards of theirs. I have no problem purchasing cards of theirs now. But the Tux really never worked for me to the same degree. I think they're about where they should be. Obviously, everybody always looked at their apex when they were trending upward. But I went and looked a little while ago, and I went and looked at a little chart just to see the apex. And the thing is, they actually weren't gaining ground on PSA even at their best.
No,
because everybody was rising. Yes. Yeah. So in reality, they stayed like almost on a percentage basis about where they were. So all that happened is everybody went up. And since everybody was going up, look, HGA was on fire for a cup of coffee there for a little bit before obviously the bottom fell out. But the reality was that it was about timing. The turnaround time is obviously the part that's unfortunate. I think it would help them if they could get the turnaround time to a more respectable number. But then what's funny, look, all it took, Beckett is no better than it was before. All it took was saying a couple of nice things, and a couple of guys suddenly wanted to throw something because they were desperate. Beckett had a stronger brand because there were some guys that were hanging on to it when there was no legitimate reason to hang on to Beckett. They should have abandoned them years ago. And all it took was like, hey guys, we'll try. Philly Joe, I like that. Sven goes with number 4. Kathy goes with number 2. Okay, fair enough. All right. So real quick, before I finish the thought, does anybody? So I'm going to reveal now the secret behind this list. Brandon, are you ready? This list are all made up cyclist names. I literally asked Claude to make up cyclist names in the style of Tadej Pogacar, and I just said make up some goddamn names. And Brandon, it should tell you something that these look plausible. Given what we have already heard, these all look plausible. They're not that far-fetched.
Listen, cyclists come from all over the world. Some of them,
they come from AI too.
Some of
I
them
gave you
have
4 of them.
Some of them have Eastern European names. That is it. It is what it is.
I went with 3 because it was the only one that didn't have any of the little dashes on the letters.
It's fair. I said my prompt was, can you make up some names for a cyclist using Tadeusz Pogacar as an example? And literally Claude's response is, here are some made up cyclist names in the style, the distinctive Eastern European Slovenian feel with strong consonants and flowing vowels.
Tadej Pogacar.
Whatever. I said, Claude, make some shit up. And it did. It made some up. No, Ham, you're the opposite wrong. None of the above. I said, which one is the real one? None of them are real.
Back to the SGC thing, and I want to point something out here. So when I made the choice to use them, obviously I shared my experience with PSA and what led me to choosing a different company. There was only 2 options at the time, relevant options. There was GMA in the mix. They were number 4 at the time. That shows where we were in the space. And I did not have any interest in using Beckett because they actually were the most expensive at the time. So when I seen the black label that SGC had, and I, liked the little frame, the tucks and everything, and I went and gave them a shot. They had the opportunity because they were fresh. They had Pete in the office. He was excited. He maybe even overpromised on things like the podcast. He had ideas. But the one that I always felt he was craziest for promising was the turnaround time. And I have to give him the credit because it was the one that I didn't think he could actually accomplish. And somehow he was able to hit those marks, which was very impressive. Had CGC been an option at the time, though, I will be honest, I would have used them because although I liked the insert, the tuxedo look, CGC slab just feels nicer. The plastic is a lot better quality. The green label I didn't care for, but every label they've done since then I've liked. So, and they also have been the most cost efficient. So it was kind of the timing, the options of the time, and just the progression. Obviously, people asking us to do bulk submissions, that kind of led to everything as well. But that wasn't in the plans at all. That was never something that we thought even of doing. But looking back on it and just being realistic, if we took the options today, if they were the same options back then, my journey would look a whole lot different. I would have went with a different company. And it's nothing to do with SGC. It's nothing to do with the brand or the grading or anything like that. It would have been my personal choice because the aesthetic of the CGC slab, the pricing, they can do the JSA, the in-person autographs, all of that stuff. So if we had today's options back then, my choice would have actually been different. So
that is fair. Says here, if ComC still at the SGC option, I'd be sending all my vintage to them, which is fair. I get you. I think what's interesting, though, is that even at this time, with all this going on, CGC for the first time cracked 600,000.
And they haven't TCG.
Yeah, it is. But even then, they still cleared 87,000 sports, which is a good number. It's not a bad number at all. But
there was something in there about some raw card thing or something that boosted. Why would they put that in a pop report? I didn't understand. There was some notation about
semi-rigid. So 35,000 semi-rigid authentic cards to the population.
Why is those on the pop report?
They created a serial number for them, so they would be in the pop report.
That's weird. I don't think Beckett ever did the raw card thing on a pop, and the little moment that SGC tried it, they didn't put them on a pop report.
Well, that would have been
That's weird.
because to your point, the label itself, the serial number didn't correspond to anything. It's not like you couldn't really look it up. So if you can pull up the because I know that CGC creates those authentic ones, like I've seen them on Fanatics Live, or Fanatics Live, and you can actually look up the serial number for those.
So it's kind of like the Mike Baker thing. I believe they do them for some auction house or something too,
yeah,
where it's just an authentic thing. It's basically like an authenticity guarantee thing on the card.
yeah.
But they're adding them. Okay, so that's going to skew their numbers a little bit.
It is. So that's why I say you have to take the numbers with the. I will give to GemRates credit. I appreciate that they include that notation as part of it, because the reality is, for folks that don't understand, what GemRates doing is it's scrubbing the data from the pop report. As long as it's in the pop report, they can count it. If it's not in the pop report, there's no data to pull from. You can be like, oh, I got but there's nothing to pull from. That you can't validate it, because with those ones, as long as you can punch in the number somewhere and validate it, at least there's something connected to that data point. So it's interesting because to everybody's point though, CGC has been raising the price, and then at the same time they're also still slow. So everybody is kind of slow. So the problem is, if SGC, if Pete was back in today, if all of a sudden he got this big influx of stuff, you think SGC is going to stay fast if suddenly 200,000 more cards come in the door? Because you've got a point that you can speed things up. You got a point that you can be more efficient. Or you got a point you can automate things, but then you still hit a wall with the manual part of this process. There's still a manual piece.
In the current regime, no. If it was the old regime when he had ability to make changes, they might have been backed up for a little bit, but he would have figured out how to have the volume. He was very good at that. Like I said, I thought he was crazy as hell saying 10 to 15 day turnaround, and he was able to meet it. So, and he did well with expanding. So
yeah, no, I get it. But what I'm asking,
credit.
the question I'm asking is, remember, Pete Steinberg from SGC, he was very smart at doing certain things to increase their efficiency to get it to that point. But there is a point at which you run into a wall where you physically need more people. There is a point. What you can do is you can get more efficient. You can clean up. If there's a waste, if there's something where, oh, that's a waste of time, that actually slows things down, cut that out, or make it more direct, or have this person take it straight from here to here to here. Instead of having 5 people touch it, have 3 people touch it. That speeds things up. So you can do those things. But there is a certain point where you can't streamline anymore, and you have to have the actual ability to multiply your bodies. And
right.
If you hire more people, some of those people aren't going to be as good. You still have to train those people. Also, by the way, your competitors can then say, okay, cool, you're going to hire these additional people. I'm going to offer them double. And if some of those guys are like, okay, well, then I'll go to somebody that's offering me double, then your hiring slows down. So that's the way you can counteract each other. And then there's multiple companies. CGC also has deep pockets. They could do the same thing and say that, okay, well, we'll hire these guys then. We'll offer them more money. So that's what I'm saying. They got up to that point. So what I'm thinking is, I don't think Pete got to the point where he had hit that wall yet. There was still a little bit more ceiling above him. But once you hit the ceiling, if you want to go that other step, then it's not just streamlining a little bit. You got to find something else or get more bodies in the building.
The other nice thing about the fast turnaround time, I'll say, is you could kind of gauge, because one thing, GemRate does amazing work. It is nice seeing the numbers for the hobby. There's one thing that I've always said, it's only given us what's going out the door, and we're not seeing what's coming in the door. And that's always been an interesting question mark. And one thing with the quick turnaround time is we could kind of gauge what the demand was looking like, because if the orders started going from 2 weeks to where we were getting them back in 6 to 8 business days, it was all right, the demand is slowed down, because like you said, there's a cap usually at the capacity, what they're able to do, the volume that they're max able to do. So when they started getting quicker, you could tell that the influx was getting lower, or if it took them a few extra days, we knew they were getting more. So that was always fun to be able to kind of gauge that with the quicker turnaround time. Now, if it's 2 months, you have no damn clue, because you don't know what's coming in week to week at that point because you're waiting anyway. So
One thing I just want to throw in there is that we've obviously have had our questions about Tag as a company and its direction and its business model, and we've debated it for since the beginning, especially with the old man Tag interview that was so legendary. I do find it, maybe I'm wrong to be impressed, but I find it to be impressive that Tag has now made gem rate on a regular basis. It is now being compared with PSA and SGC and Beckett and CSG and whatever. I don't know. ABC.
Are we taking into account though that Tag was begging for it for the longest time, and basically GemRate told them if we can extract the data, they literally told them if we can extract the data from your pop report, and they've extended the same offer to other companies. Say if we have something to pull data from, that's why I said, Brendan, it's got to have serial numbers and things that you can actually extract. If there's something to extract, then we can add it to the list. It's just got to have something we can pull from.
So all I'm saying is, good for them. They're seem to be becoming more and more, and I use this word for the lack of anything else, a more of a legitimate company and more of a legitimate choice for people to use if those numbers are accurate. I mean, if they have the same numbers, if they're doing the same business as SGC, that's pretty good. I think.
Brandon, you know what I heard?
Grading.
I just heard if Tag is gaining in legitimacy by having a bigger number, well, Beckett has cleared 100,000 this past month, which makes them more than doubly as legitimate.
Eric, I'm going to explain this in very simple terms.
Do you want me to press the shut up moron button again?
SGC did 43,000 sports. Okay. Tag did 3,000 sports.
Ooh, we're getting into the maths now.
I don't like that.
TCG Tag did 43,000 TCG. SGC did 4,000 TCG. So they're literally mirrored opposites, right?
Right.
Carlos mentioned that.
Yeah.
But we could combine them and say, all right, one is doing a lot of sports, one is doing a lot of TCG. Let's combine their powers and make them one company, right? They're still below Beckett.
It's true, actually.
No, and
they're still below Beckett.
Very few people hate Beckett more than I do.
Well, look, I'll say one thing here, Eric, and then I'll let you say your piece. Hang on. I'll say one thing, and then I'll let you show me your point. I'm only willing, Brandon, to accept Tag as legitimate when they can correctly identify, authenticate, and grade Matek Kavicic rookie cards.
Ooh.
Only then, Eric, number one on my list, if they can authenticate the Fugazi rookie card of a name that I made up in Claude, then and only then can be the legit.
And I would also like to point out that they mentioned these companies.
Yeah, that's what I mean. They're there too, technically.
They're there. They're just not up on the graphic image. And
and Eric, technically, AGS would be ahead of both Tag and
they
SGC.
would actually be in the lead. And I'm pretty sure that's Masterpiece Company.
That is Masterpiece.
I did not promote the company or say it's great. I just said,
can we promote Masterpiece Company though? That'd be great.
I guess I'm surprised and impressed that they have continued to grow after everything that
they have like 12 million cards in Old Man Tag's personal collection to grade yet that they haven't even tapped into that resource.
Cards.
Yeah. Listen, I'll sit here and bash them all.
You know what?
Things they should
and I will.
You know what though? With the cyclist namesake thing, maybe we just figured something out. The machines just aren't capable of determining the names of the soccer players yet. That's why they've yet to be done. Those 15,000 cards, those high-end soccer 15,000 cards, they haven't calibrated to get the proper names of all of those soccer players. That's the holdup. Just wait to see the cycling pop report when they figure that out, Eric. We've just figured, yeah. You need to get Claude or whatever his name is to go help them. What was the program you said you used?
I was Claude for that one.
Claude, there you go. Get Claude over there to help him. He'll get him. He'll get the naming right.
I still ask Jeeves. All right, I'm not asking Claude.
I want for my next trick, I'm going to get Claude to make up names like the same way that Eric did for the first 3-pointer. I'm still a big fan of Larry Toyota personally, but all I have to do is have it, and I can generate hundreds of them. I'll just be like a whole list, and all of these will be the first NBA 3-pointer, all of them.
Chris
I got Palooza.
Celtics, 1979.
Well, listen, if I pull up enough data, you have no idea about Larry Toyota's stats. Larry Toyota was a G. He was out there. Let me tell you, greatest shooter I've ever seen. Few people say the car company was actually named after him. It was the other way around. A lot of people don't realize that.
Well, I know I'm a teeny tiny bit older, but this conversation is reminding me of Joe Azuzu. And if you know, Joe Azuzu commercials, those were hysterical. Do you even remember the car company Azuzu?
Mm-hmm.
The car company
they had the rodeo. They had the Azuzu, and they had what was it, the pup? The Azuzu pup?
I don't remember that one, but Joe Azuzu was a character that was promoting. He was a character. He was a comedian that was doing the character, David something. And the Joe Azuzu promotion was pretty good. Yeah.
Mike's trying to help you out. Yeah. You should always appreciate that Mike is supporting you.
Mike's a good guy. We appreciate Mike.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
The rest of you can all go pound sand. Mike, he's all right.
Yeah, it was the Azuzu pup, short for pickup.
I like that they included the punctuation.
Well, I forget who the comedian was. I mean, I can picture him. I think his first name was David, I thought. But anyway.
I like it.
He was on an NBC half-hour comedy for a while, I remember. But I don't know. I can't. It's not important. But yeah, it's just the conversations reminded me of Joe Azuzu.
I see. Jim of the Bank. Good evening, David Leisure.
There you go.
See, the chat's got you, man. You got to make the reference, and the chat will get you.
Yep. But those commercials were hysterical back in the 80s, early 90s. And they worked. The Zuzu sales went up. The commercials worked.
Did you buy one?
I was in high school.
These are all excuses that I'm hearing right
now. I was like 14. I could not buy a vehicle. No.
You could have gone to work at a car dealership and left with a car.
Well, I was working on a farm driving $1 million tractors, so I did know how to drive.
So you stole tractors? that's how they were enforced.
That's Mom's fault. Mom made me. All right, her brother.
Mom made you steal tractors?
Her brother. Mom, listen.
She ordered your thievery? That's what's going on right now.
Mom's brother. Now, see if you can follow all this. Mom's brother was the farm manager.
You could also have said your uncle.
But I wanted to let you know it was Mom's brother, not my father's brother.
Well, thank you. Thank you for clarifying.
Mom's brother was the manager of the farm owned.
Did you steal from?
Listen, the farm was owned by General Patton's daughter. So
you stole from an American hero.
So I worked for the Patton family the General Patton. They made the movie about him, World War II super general. His daughter and her daughter and son-in-law. I worked for the Patton family.
Brandon, I'm gonna need you, Brandon, I'm gonna need to ask a favor of you. Can you hold down the fort for just a moment? I need a beer for this. I genuinely need one now. Just to unpack all that. I need a moment.
So
I need a moment.
Mom was like, "Hey, you need a job this summer." I'm like, "Mom, I'm 14. I don't want a job." And Mom said,
"It's not a job if you're stealing from American heroes and family members." Good Lord! All right, I'll be right back.
Mom's like, "You need a job," and I'm like, "But I don't want a job. I'm 14. I want to like kick a soccer ball around and wake up at noon all summer. That's all I want to do." "No, you're gonna get a job." "Okay, what am I gonna do for work?" "You're gonna go to work with your uncle." I go, "But I don't want to." And she said, "Too bad. Get in the car." So I was driven to the farm. I was dropped off, and every single day of the summer, like pretty honest to goodness, almost 7 days a week, because farming doesn't care about what day it is. It only cares about the weather. So about 7 days a week, I was a hay farmer all through high school, from the first day of summer vacation to the last day. For 4 years straight, I was a hay farmer for the Patton family.
So were you just driving the tractor to cut and rake and bale and all that, or did you actually do any of the physical portions of it?
No, my uncle was driving the tractor with the air conditioning. Then it was the baler. Then it was the hay wagon, where the bales these 75-pound bales get thrown up into the air like a catapult and land in the hay wagon. And you got to make sure you don't get hit with one, because it will break your neck and kill you. And then you stack it. You have to grab it and stack it before the next one gets launched and lands on you, because it will kill you.
Yeah, and the twine, like if you're not wearing gloves, blisters the hell out of your hands. And
my hands were like leather mitts.
Yeah, I grew up around all of that too, Eric.
Well, how many times though in your youths did you spend that opportunity and that long winding story?
Well, I'm waiting for the freaking jokes that I was like there with Patton, on the battlefields and everything.
Brandon, right now, I'll have you know, Brandon.
Opportunities, chat.
First of all, you were way too old to have served with Patton. Everybody knows that you were long done by then.
Oh God,
he looked up to you. He looked up to you as a long-standing veteran.
Yeah, that's right.
I taught him well.
Yeah, you were a Revolutionary War veteran at that point. The important thing
when he went through.
And also, by the way, Brandon, people were just in awe, shock and awe. First of all, they were trying to figure out how this Patton thing came into play. Also, the second part of it that comes into it is they were just in shock and awe. They're sitting there like, not only did he steal from family, he stole from Patton's family. What is going on right now? No wonder Eric hates America. And by the way, side point, this is Ham's comment. Shit's getting weird. Florida man is saying shit's getting weird. Florida man. Excuse me a moment.
Yeah,
excuse me one moment before we proceed. I am mandated. This is not a drill. Florida man saying shit's getting weird.
After that freaking weird ass video he sent us with the cat hat out of Florida, out of Tampa, I don't ever want to hear him say anything ever again.
That's all I'm saying. Rob says, pretty cool. I started summer job 12 years old. Farming was my favorite. Sven says, I was cropping tobacco at 14 and hanging leaves in a cure barn. Was Patton's daughter anything like Pat? Question mark.
No, Mrs. Totten was lovely. She was very, very nice, very down to earth, wore kind of dirty, worn out blue jeans every day, had her long hair up in a bun. She was very, very nice and down to earth. Drove a Subaru Outback, like one of the very first Subaru Outbacks. That's all she had the money. She could have had something else, but she drove a red Subaru Outback. She was very, very down to earth.
Well, she lived on a farm.
Yep, in a mansion.
Usually a lot simpler times and a lot simpler folk. They keep it pretty even keel.
Yep.
Yeah.
I had to.
And here's
bring-
Kathy saying, somehow I do not remember it quite like that. Kathy, listen, he has been scandalizing the family. He has talked about, he is literally suggesting that you are behind his life of crime.
No,
That you
Nope,
ordered.
That's how it happened. No, don't. She just doesn't want to be seen as a bad mother. That she took her little baby boy at 14 and
Hold
drove
on,
to work 80
Eric.
hours a week on a farm.
To be fair,
To be fair,
as has been chronicled on the BIC channel in the ever expanding BIC universe, and Brandon, I think you can attest to this, as has been chronicled on many occasions, Eric has been known to have the odd concussion.
A couple.
Yeah.
Okay,
And in addition, as has also been chronicled on this very program, there was a time where Eric believed that the current sitting president was George Washington, at a time in which we can verify that George Washington was not, in fact, president at the time. So can we really accept the word of an unreliable narrator, Brandon, who doesn't know who the president is, doesn't know what year it is, thinks Kiss is good music? As far as I'm concerned, this man's credibility is useless.
When I
Yeah.
thought George Washington was president, the first George Bush was president at the time, I believe. When I told the doctor George Washington was president, I got the Georges confused.
And yet, you believe that the same individual who would say such a thing, we should accept your story? We should accept your tale that Kathy ordered you to steal from American heroes
Nobody stole.
and family?
No one stole.
Is this one of those situations like, I'm just borrowing it from Sports World, I'll bring it back someday? Long-term borrowing. Is this how you tell yourself you're not stealing? Interesting. I grew up throwing hay bales. Never had my neck broken, wasn't even injured. Never say anyone get hurt.
Oh, we had
Kidding,
people
Orlando.
get hurt, but no, thankfully not.
So you attacked people with hay bales? Is this how you got away with your crimes?
If that 75-pound hay bale that got launched up into the air like a catapult landed on top of your head, it would break your neck. You had to stay alert and be careful. It was no joke.
Indeed. Mike says, Eric, give him Joe's line that that's the way the story happened. You have my word on it. Ham says, I started work in 1986 building office furniture in a non-air conditioned warehouse in the hood. I got $5 an hour and a sandwich each day.
I got $4 an hour to throw hay under the table. $4 an hour.
You stole bale and sold it under the table, and there was a black market for hay.
No, I didn't. No, I got paid $4 an hour in 1987 or 88 or something. So it was like $4 an hour, and it was cash. So at the end of the week, my uncle would pay me in cash.
I have found this conversation very interesting, considering what I shared with you folks in the beginning, and even up the list a little bit. Stuke threw a reference out to North Dakota. So I'm not going to go through the whole story, but I will share with the chat here. I was very excited last week. I sold an item in my reselling that I picked up several years ago, back when I first started. And I found out that the piece is actually going out to North Dakota, since the reference was made. And it's going to be in Theodore Roosevelt's Presidential Library that will be opening in North Dakota on July 4th of this year. So the 250th anniversary. So if you're in the area and you go visit the library, museum, whatever you want to call it, and you see the Arbuckles coffee wooden crate, take a picture and send it to me, because I would actually like to see the display, and I doubt my ass is ever making it to North Dakota. So
Indeed. Rob says 1984, $2 an hour off the books. And I bet you didn't even have to steal anything from family in order to get that.
I didn't have to. What do you mean? What was there to steal? What was I going to steal? Hay? Bales of hay? Bring it home?
Hey, you might have.
cows.
Eric, you do a lot of things that are incomprehensible. I don't know why you still have the things you steal. I don't understand.
Offered me. I'll tell you this though, as nice as Mrs. Totten was, and she really was a sweetheart, she never offered for me to take a carton of eggs home. I had to go down to the chicken coops, get the eggs every day, bring them up to her, right? And she never said, "Thank you, honey. Why don't you take a dozen home for yourself and your family?" No, I never got free eggs. Nothing.
They knew about your 5-finger discounts everywhere else. Why would that's like saying, hey Phil, why did you ever let me take anything home? What you're doing isn't stuffing your jacket full of things isn't enough. You need us to invite you to take some shit.
I'm gonna be down to shorts and a t-shirt soon here, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna have to be wearing one of them backpacks or something. I don't know.
It's gonna be awkward.
Yeah.
Pair-handled pistols. You mean the pearl? Oh, the pearl pistols. Yes, the pearl ones. Yes. Tito 6 Ed probably stole the family's purple holiday. He's shameless.
All that
He's
stuff
shameless.
was around. There was a couple of times where I was brought into the mansion because furniture needed to be moved or something needed to be delivered, or I wasn't in there hanging out by any means. And there were pictures of him, General Patton up on the wall, and there was artifacts and stuff like that. It was really kind of cool, But I would have loved to have gotten a historical tour, but she never offered one. She was always very kind.
First he wanted eggs, now he wants a tour, a historical tour.
Listen, I've always loved history, and I would have found her telling me stories about her family and showing me, historical artifacts from her father. I would have found that very interesting. But
I bet you would have found it very interesting. Yes, could you show us where the valuables are kept? I love history. I never got a chance to steal any of the valuables.
I
feel the chat is getting the right spirit. I feel they're understanding.
Exactly. I didn't want to say that. Like I said, though, she was very, very kind. It's very nice.
She only whipped you on Thursdays?
Only on days that ended with Y.
That's important. That's critical. That's key. Well, thank goodness. Well, we've learned a little bit more, and I'm sure that definitely won't come up again. This is canon. I'm sure that definitely won't come up again on a Friday.
That I had a job at 14 as a hay farmer?
You call it a job. Some of us call it an excuse for larceny. Whatever you prefer.
I did. How in the world could I have? I didn't steal anything. What was I going to steal? The eggs are the only thing that had any value.
Well, after you took everything else, Eric, there's probably all that was left.
For a man who's suffered many concussions, he remembers a lot of details.
He's very specific. He's incredibly specific.
Subaru that she drove.
My mother will tell you that my brain
stuff in the house.
The things I remember absolutely blows her mind, but I can't remember when she goes, "Go upstairs, go into the kitchen, get me a cucumber and the red spatula, and bring it downstairs." I'll get halfway up the stairs and say, "What the hell did you want?" Or I'll come downstairs with a cantaloupe and a carton of milk, and she'd be like, "What? Is something wrong with you?" I go, "I've had a lot of concussions," but it drives her nuts that I can remember these very, very detailed, useless things. It really kind of pisses her off a little bit sometimes. And if she's still listening, she is typing away right now to say, it drives me nuts. If she's still listening, her fingers are going 100 miles an hour on that phone. Because
she's probably still deeply disturbed that I called you guys out on the fake name you made up and had AI come up with an even more convincing real fake name. At least if you were going to make something up, at least make up something. We have the technology now. Fear our AI overlords. Just saying. Like says, when I was old enough to have my parents sign a consent form, I worked in a grocery store. My dad let me take the summer off after college. He said, "You'll be working until you retire."
No, mom got me a paper route when I was 12 and drove me to the farm at 14. There was no.
Is that because the circus would have been too long to drive?
There was no layabouts at my house. No. No layabouts at my house.
I have so many follow-up questions, Brandon, but I feel like they should be safe for a Friday. There's so many follow-up questions forthcoming.
Just telling you how it was.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, fair enough. I'll keep it. I'll check it later. Right now, we're at the part of the season where I'm just checking box scores. We're not really paying super close attention.
From what I understand, the Red Sox have not shown up this year. From what everyone's talking about, I guess the Red Sox really suck so far.
The Nationals had me hopeful in the first two series. They played really, really good. And then the Dodger series, they went back to being the Nationals. So
At 14, I think the longest ride I did was like 20 miles, I think was the longest. I went from Beverly to Peabody in the back roads and back. I went and visited my grandmother in Peabody and rode my bike back. I was about 20 miles, about 10 each way.
Now, was it actually 20 miles or was it a situation where it's 5 miles and you were using side roads to avoid detection?
Well, you always got to use the side roads to avoid detection because they're looking for you.
Well, after you steal from your grandmother. I believe that was the point of your story, wasn't it?
Oh boy, here we go.
And look, I'm just asking questions. Mike says, every time my wife gives me a job, I keep trying to tell her I'm retired. It doesn't go. No, last it doesn't work. Amanda's just moved by Peabody.
She thinks that's funny.
I prefer Worcestershire.
Yeah.
Big fan of that one.
Peabody. It's not Peabody. Peabody.
Well, you got a problem with the cartoon? Mr. Peabody's great. What are you talking about, man?
Mr. Peabody was great.
Yeah.
It's pronounced Peabody.
Well, I know they named the city after him, so I think it would be nice if you guys would at least pronounce his name correctly.
No, it's Peabody.
Whatever you say.
And that's what it is.
All right. The people of Massachusetts stole his name. Peabody was Mr. Know-It-All sidekick. That's right. We learned a lot tonight, Eric. Once again.
I wish we didn't. Is it time to end this? We usually do like an hour and a half on Mondays, so we're almost done, right?
Well, unless you like it. Well, to be honest, on a live, I like to go a little bit beyond that, but we won't make it too long tonight. But I will say, unless you want to commit, basically admit to any more crimes. You've already admitted to quite a few.
I have not admitted to any crimes. I just shared a little history that I used to work for a famous family.
And that your mother told you stole from them.
There's no stealing. No stealing.
I believe that is not how the supercut will play. I believe by the time the supercut is done, that is precisely what you admitted to.
Stealing at all. There would have been a line to beat me to death if I had ever done such a thing.
Sounds like good content to me. Mike says, I did watch the video where they name all the boroughs up there in New England. They really need to change the name of some of those towns. This is what I was saying. This is what I was getting at.
I've told the story before that we were driving to the western part of the state, the Berkshire Mountains, when I was a kid, and I fell asleep in the back seat. And just as I'm awaking, and I'm a young kid, I don't know, I don't know, maybe 8 years old, I don't know. And all of a sudden I'm like, oh, and I look out the window and I see a sign that says entering Florida. This really confused an 8-year-old. I thought we were in Florida. I didn't understand anything that was happening. I was just woke up. I see entering Florida. I'm thinking, how long have I been asleep for? And Florida is a lot closer than I thought. And maybe we're going to Disney. None of those things were true. My parents never took me to Disney World. My mother took me to Disneyland, however.
What was your favorite ride at Disneyland?
Okay, another side story. It is one of the moments of my life where I have been the absolute sickest. And I remember very little.
You mean physically, not mentally? Because I'd argue right now is the time you've been the mentally sickest.
I had one of the highest fevers I've ever had in my life. I was in 4th grade. I had one of the highest fevers I've ever had. I had an eardrum burst when the plane was landing. Just throwing up everywhere. I mean, I was sick pretty much we're there for 3 weeks visiting family, and I was sick for about 2 of them, like deathly ill. So I don't even remember much of it because I was completely out of it. The fever was ridiculous.
Did anybody ask you who the president was at the time?
Well, at the time it was Ronald Reagan, but no one asked. No.
Can we be sure?
I don't remember, man. It was one of the sickest I've ever been in my entire life. And it was immediate. As we were landing, my eardrum burst. And at that, it just got worse from there. I ruined everybody's trip, everyone's vacation, visiting with family. They wanted us to leave.
The latter portion of this, Brandon, sounds like anytime. Sounds like the next time he goes on a family vacation. Everyone wanted me to leave. They asked us to go.
It was bad. That is definitely one of the top 10 times in my life that the sickest I've ever been. Top 10.
Wow. Brandon, once again, following last Friday, I felt like, well, content guys have been good, but a lot of these stories are repetitive. There isn't a lot to discuss in some of these matters. What are we going to do? And yet, blew past the number one. Got, honestly, correct me if I'm wrong, Eric, did we not get like close to 2 hours in the cycling bit once it got going?
It got going pretty well. I mean,
it went for a while. And we got the chat and everybody involved in it. Like we were all on it.
That finds things interesting and they're playing along. Then we'll keep going until people don't find it interesting anymore. So it went a while.
Yeah. This is what happens, Brandon, when you're not reliant on the hobby stuff. You're not reliant on the news. You're not relying on showing cards. Because if all you're going to do is show cards, well, then, yeah, you can do it. Look, I'll just get a big old box of cards, and we can do that all day. But, yeah. Or we can ask Eric to start tickling his tickle drum. Plenty of cards in there. See what comes out. Maryland is known for Hollywood, Maryland. Not too far from California, Maryland. I like the typo. It worked out.
Yeah, I like the typo better myself.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Yeah.
So, Chad, what do you think? Right now, like I said, it's quiet. It's quiet times in the newsy side of things. But honestly, what's funny is that I'm waiting. So, Brandon, I would talk more about it because I do have pickups from eBays that haven't arrived yet. But I want to save it for when they actually show up because there's a good story tied to kind of what I've talked about in the past about knowing what you're looking at. So I've got a good story tied to it, but I want to get it in hand first, or at least get it to ship my cards, if nothing else, so that at least I can talk about it a little bit more because potentially the story gets more interesting depending on what comes on the other side of it. So I'm waiting. Wes was able to confirm for me that he received a couple of lots from a seller that I talked about where there's potentially some interesting stuff, but I want to get it in hand and then I can confirm. Once I know exactly what we got, then we can talk about it more. Plus, I'm still waiting for update. I talked about it in the Cardboard Cynics episode. I will leave a link in the description to it on this broadcast. But I'm waiting to see what happens with that card that was offered, that eBayed, and the zero feedback bidder continues, has not paid as of yet. So it continues to float out in space. Who knows? I'm guessing if they haven't reached back yet, I'm guessing they're going to try to auction it again. At which point we'll see. So it'll probably be a couple of weeks before we get resolution on that one. So we'll see. Stuke says, too many creators are concentrating on strong dependence. Yes. So that'll be this upcoming week. Now, this is the week of the Strongsville, Independence, Ohio, miscellaneous. I did hear that Neo is actually planning on making at least a token appearance. So we'll probably get some something covered. And I think right now he is currently doing the I think he's doing the Tops Industry Conference, if I'm not mistaken. I think he has been allowed into the inner sanctum. And he didn't even have to steal his way in like Eric.
Not stealing.
So it's was lucky enough to get an invite to cover the Tops Industry Conference. Content direct from Phoenix. So that's why he's in Phoenix. It's all about the dry heat, man. It's all about the dry heat. So, Brandon, actually, can I talk about this for a second? So we talked about some Discord. Are you a dry heat denier? You're a denier of the dry heat?
I have not been out there. He asked how the stadium was.
Yeah.
And I was jokingly, as someone being from northeastern Ohio, I'm sure he doesn't deal with very much extreme heat. He's nestled up there kind of in the lake area. So I was like, I don't know, but you might melt. I don't know and I also didn't know when he was going out there because he asked and it was like, I don't think he gave us a date or anything. And he was like, oh, but the stadium has a roof. And then he showed us the picture. He was at the stadium and I was like, but the roof's open. So I've never been out there, so I don't know what the heat is like. My thought is in Virginia, it gets humid as hell. And so 80 feels like death. If 110 in dry heat isn't so bad, then that might not be too bad.
Yeah, I think it depends on the individual. So like right now, looking at it, right now it's 82 as we speak in Phoenix.
Oh, that's not bad. It was that here this weekend.
Yeah. And look, I'll be honest, we were talking about it on Friday. When I went to Vegas during, this is 2013, so 13 years ago. I went there in July. It was like 105, 110 every day. I walked up and down the Las Vegas Strip in cargo pants in 100-degree heat in the middle of the afternoon. Now, mind you, I like the heat. So for me, there is a difference between dry heat and humidity. Humidity will beat you down. Humidity will just club you over the head until you go down. It weakens everything, just knocks you out.
Yep.
But we get way more humidity here. But yeah, because Vegas is a desert, I like a dry heat way better. Like if it's not humid, 100 degrees, whatever, I don't care. Just make sure you wear enough SPFs so your skin doesn't burn. It's about
So
all you need to do.
interesting fact about myself that I don't know that I've ever shared. The furthest west that I have ever been in my travels is when I lived in Indiana. I journeyed on I-70 to the Illinois border and then made a U-turn. Well, not a U-turn, but got off of the exit and came back because I had went too far. I didn't mean to hit the Illinois border, but that is the furthest west that I've ever traveled. Furthest north has been up your way for the Expo, and the furthest south has been Florida. So,
out in the realm of Florida, man.
And I've never been on a plane.
There you go. Mike says, I've been in Virginia during the summer and it's really hot to me. Hot, it's hot. It doesn't matter if it's dry. I guess it depends on the individual. Like for me, if it's, I know very much the difference between the dry heat and not dry heat. And I've experienced both. If it's dry heat, I can take 20 degrees hotter easily. With humidity, it's a different conversation. I can take it too, to be honest, but like I'm not going to enjoy it. With humidity, it's not a good experience. It's miserable.
Humidity is absolutely horrible. I freaking hate it.
Yeah, like I can deal with it, but it's just not fun. Like we made the joke here when I was doing the live for all these years, Brandon. Up until a couple of years ago, I didn't have the heat pump down here. So down here it was super cold, but it would also be an oven. It was literally like super hot. So and it was even hotter. It was hotter down here on the main floor than it was outside. I go outside to cool off because it was just super hot, and the humidity would build up because it's like a greenhouse. Through the windows, it just keeps getting hotter, and you have to try to get air to circulate. Now I've got the heat pump because now at this point I'm old and weak. Like it's over. It's done. Can't do it anymore, Brandon. I just can't. I have climate control. I can't go back.
Yeah, the weather this year so far has been so stupid because it'll go like mid 80s and then like today it was in 60s and tonight it's going to drop to the 30s. And so she's been like, when do we turn the AC on? And I'm like, well, there's no sense in turning it on right now because like 3 days from now we're going to be turning the heat back on. And so I actually went out and bought one of those nice, like thin fan things that, they're real slender and they rotate and all that. And so that's been doing its job cooling everything down. But I don't know. The weather has been stupid. Mid 80s and like in March we were approaching 90 and it's never usually that way here. So
we haven't had that kind of heat up here yet. We had one day that it hit 70 and it was, oh my God, it was awesome. But we haven't had anything like that.
I think it was either Friday or Saturday. It was 86.
No. Saturday during my ride, it was like 43.
Yeah, it stayed cool. It's still been. We had like one warm day last week, and that was it. So this is a hobby weather talk.
Mhm.
See, this is what happens, guys. We haven't officially caught Eric stealing something. If we do, and he's getting dragged away by the authorities, we can talk about that. I'll give you round the clock coverage. But as it is, we got to work with what we got. Bobbles says, "I'm wearing leather. They'll hear me coming." That's right. Does anybody remember corduroys? They can definitely hear you coming. Yes, I do.
They were very popular in the early 90s.
They're still like people still buy them
They
for
do.
good money.
They do. That is true. These are facts. If Bobbles never been on a plane, how the hell are we going to get him to a spaceship to meet Emmanuel? Eric will have to
Sabuzo,
convince
I
me.
always appreciate you. Another little fun fact. So coming out of high school, I went and did the ASVAB test and all that stuff to potentially join the service. But I've never been on a plane, but I actually always was intrigued and interested in joining the Air Force. And one thing that I've always wanted to do is go to space because I am intrigued at what it actually looks like up there because the pictures are cool as hell, but I want to see it for myself. So
Their toilet broke. I don't want to go to space.
I actually would like to go up. When I dabbled with photography, one of my favorite things to take photos of was the moon. And it's amazing with cameras here on Earth land with those extended
Yeah, with a telescopic lens.
oh dude, it's amazing how well it captures like the moon and the craters and everything. I never expected to be able to take a picture myself that looked that way. So I thought that was awesome.
Maybe you could be like that idiot pop singer who's dating Justin Trudeau that went up into space and considers herself to be an astronaut now.
Katy Perry.
Yes.
Yeah, I doubt that'll ever happen.
Well, if Eric is on enough chocolate sticks, he thinks it's a spaceman. Does that count?
Oh, I get that sugar high, baby.
That's what I'm saying.
Ground control to Major Tom.
Like he's all doing it all by himself. All by himself.
Well, now that I'm older, I'm actually like I've never been afraid of heights or anything like that. So just to make it clear, that's not why I've never been on a plane. I just never had any reason to fly anywhere.
You literally could have flown to Toronto.
I talked about that, and you suggested just driving because you said I was closer than you were.
Eric doesn't remember that. He still thought Reagan was
I
president.
literally said that.
No,
I said I was going to fly up by myself.
I challenged you. I said, don't be a baby. It's closer than me, for God's sakes.
I literally talked about that.
No one listens to me. So really,
Anyways.
who's the stupid one? Who's the stupid one?
All right,
Listens to me.
I'm going to read a couple of comments and then we'll get back to making fun of Eric. Zach says, I went to San Francisco during a record heat wave in the 90s. It felt like upper 70s to me. Yeah, like depending on your situation, it might not be that bad. Rob says humidity can be bad in Nova Scotia. Well, you're out by the water. So yeah, if the humidity kicks up, humidity is humidity. It's its own thing. I agree, Zach. San Francisco Bay weather is crazy. It can catch you in a jacket in the evening without a jacket in the evening, which is true. When I was in college, there were times I thought I was in space. That's what I was alluding to. People definitely do smell in those NASA rust buckets. I'm sure Elon's ship smells like candy. It smells like imminent death.
Their toilet broke. They are coming up with other ways to take care of their business.
Indeed. Cool breeze in Oklahoma is usually a twister. True.
No, thank you.
I'll check it out, Sue. Used to listen to S, The Outlaws, Led Zeppelin, and Parliament's Funkadelic. Look at you guys. I like it. But yes, I think, I've been on a plane a handful of times. It's funny is I can literally count all the times I've been on a plane because for the most part, I'm not interested in doing that unless there's a good reason to. So it's pretty much where my family came over to Canada, one. When we went to Edmonton. So that's one plane. So one trip and one trip. And then Vegas. That's the last time I was on a plane. Flew down. And then the way back, we had to take the red eye. So I was briefly in Chicago in the airport for about 3 hours.
I
Unfortunately,
I've been to Atlanta because I was in the airport for a couple of hours. Yeah.
yeah. Unfortunately, too early since it was the red eye. Unfortunately, too early to be able to buy booze because that was the time I realized, oh crap, I hadn't used my allotment. I technically could have bought more cheap booze without tax implications, and I completely forgot. And I was sitting in that airport going, "Damn you, Chicago!"
Oh, I was at the Atlanta airport during the height of COVID, and everything was closed because we're all gonna die. It's like, I'm hungry. Maybe I can get something to eat. No. Maybe I can walk over there. No, you cannot walk. You need to sit right in this spot.
Now, Eric, are you sure that was the reason they closed it? It wasn't because they heard about you and the whole incident with the patents.
That's not public knowledge.
I'm just asking questions.
And what is there to steal? What is there to steal at the Atlanta airport?
not if you've taken everything.
I just wanted something to eat. I was sitting there for a layover for like 3 hours. I was hungry. No, closed. Because you're gonna die of COVID. If you eat a sandwich, you'll die.
Well, Eric, I would argue that a lot of the folks that are around from the chat were around during the live stream during the days of COVID. So as far as I'm concerned, Eric, on the inside, you already did die. So the deaths were true. Don't lie to the people. Stu says, on the way to French Polynesia, I told the person in front of me we were over the equator. He stood up to take a look at it from out the window.
Oh, good God.
I mean, it's on the globe.
If you look at the map, it's there, Eric.
Yeah,
Can't you see it?
Yeah, it's a line right there. It shows you.
Just saying. There's a twister. I'm the guy in the yard from the lawn chair 100%. Yes. Eric, you were in Atlanta during COVID, so you're the one carrier.
Yeah. I was patient zero.
Oh, so not to get into I don't want this to go on the political end of things, but I read this yesterday and I actually kind of found it amusing. So apparently there's a new variant and they are calling it the cicada variant. But this variant doesn't matter if you've had the virus before or if you've been vaccinated. So essentially what they're telling us is everyone is susceptible to it. That's glorious.
Cricket noises when you get
so real quick, without venturing too far into a direction we're not going to. I just want to be clear about this. I should reiterate something that apparently you need a medical degree to understand because apparently it's too complicated. There is no vaccines or not vaccines. I don't care what you do. That's your business. I really don't want to talk about it. It's like CrossFit and veganism. I don't give a shit. I don't care about your thoughts. But
did you say CrossFit?
Oh yeah.
You don't know that joke?
No, just trust me on it. Granted, trust me. Granted, it's a good reference. Trust me, it's a good reference.
It is. It's a very good reference.
If you'll understand it, if you know it, you get it. You'll understand why. None of us want to hear about it.
No.
Okay. None of us want to hear about it.
No.
So, bottom line, even when everything is working the way it's supposed to and all that, that doesn't mean it's not a shield. It's not an impenetrable bullet. All it is it's trying to help your immune system develop resistance. So in other words, you can have 1,000 vaccines on everything you want and still get ill from whatever. But viruses adapt. The reason why there's a flu shot every single year is because the virus adapts over time. By the way, nobody's denying a flu virus exists. Everyone agrees that there is such a thing as a flu virus. Some people are going to be more bothered by it than others. Some are going to be worse than others. And the shot is designed to help you try to fend it off better. It's going to work more for some, less for others. Some people live their entire lives. They never have the same way that somebody there's a person out there who has been smoking 50 packs a day for 80 years and they die. And this other person starts smoking for 2 years and they get lung cancer and die immediately. Physiologies are different. That's not a science. That's the way it works. So whenever somebody says, well, I know. Yes, I know. There are plenty of examples of all the extremes therein. That's the way this works. Eric should have died like 40 years ago from sheer quantity of things that he's put into his body and the amount of times that he's ridden on a bike without a seat. Physiologically, that should have killed this man.
It's probably the crash and head injuries. But
his medical excuse is that your muscle adapts to it.
Yes, muscle.
That's true. Your gluteus maximus.
I bet.
It hurt. People always like, how can you sit on that saddle for so long? And it's like you get used to it. It does not hurt. It only hurts people in the beginning, and then you get used to it, and you're all good.
Once it hurt in the beginning, I would be like, no, screw this.
No,
Eric likes the pain.
I'm done.
Eric likes the pain.
No, you just get through
It excites him.
and then you're good, man. Doesn't hurt at all.
There's certain pain that I would be okay with. A seat giving me a pain in the ass. I don't want a literal pain in my ass.
For Eric, it's a feature.
Just
For Eric, it's a feature.
I'll pass at that.
Doesn't hurt at all.
Mm-hmm. It did. I literally had to look up what you were talking about, Laura. I wasn't sure. And I was like, regular season. Who cares? It could be 140 to 1. My good said, if I had a choice to get a flu shot or something, licking the keyboard of my computer. Eric made the different choice. And he wasn't kidding.
I had crumbs on it, and I was kind of hungry.
The problem is they were like 12-year-old crumbs.
Whatever.
The good news is the preservatives hopefully prevented it from ever decaying at any point further than they already were. And I say this actually partially because it's like I'm keeping to my aim. I don't pay attention to regular season. I don't care what anybody does in regular. It's weird to me. I laugh because some folks will literally be watching. Oh my God, the team lost 3 in a row. It's 162 game regular season, guys. Teams are going to lose multiple games in a row, win multiple games in a row. It's like, all right, it happens. With the point after, Laura. With the point after.
Technically, that's not true.
That's what I say. You need the point after.
That's right.
You need the PAT kick twice.
That is true. It would be 12 points.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Unless it's Canadian football, which I think one touchdown is like 47 points or something.
No, the touchdowns are the same here.
Yeah, I don't know.
The touchdowns are literally the same.
Nah, it's like 47 points or something. I don't know. It's
if it was 47 points, you should follow it. It'd be pretty good.
Yeah.
That'd be pretty good. That'd be pretty high scoring. You wouldn't be able to count at that point.
We have also, we can't forget, we have a very, very, very special time of year coming up. They're coming up very quickly.
I already had my birthday.
Nope. This is even more special than that, Eric. And this is special for you.
Mm.
You want another?
Are you going to make him guess? Are you going to make the chat guess? What are we doing?
We have hockey playoffs coming. The one time of the year that Eric can literally be incorrect every single prediction.
But it was legendary, man.
Yeah. And who won football? I know some.
It doesn't. We're talking hockeys.
If I was allowed to win, who won the football pool?
Hold on. Wait, Brandon. Point of order. Point of order.
If I was allowed to win.
You were allowed to win. I was very clear on this issue. All you had to do was douse yourself basically in mayonnaise, and you would have been victorious.
Yep. And in my defense, I went against the Patriots every single chance I had just to give you hell. So therefore, when they finally lost, I won.
I had more wins than you two. That's all I know.
That's not what the record says. The record is very clear on this issue.
The record's very clear. Yep.
Hold on, Brandon. Let's try it. Look, I'd like to say under the watchful eyes of Brett Favre, but he's looking down, just shaking his head. It's a rough scene. That beginning transition right there had the coordination of the Super Bowl bound New England Patriots offense. Like that's how bad it was. Like it was bad.
All right, I'll make this pretty simple. All we do is win, 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 win. All we do is win, 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 win. All we do is win, 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 win.
That's just getting clipped, just so you know. It'll get clipped, and it will be used at the moment where it will crush him the most. In accordance with the prophecy.
So you just stated if I was allowed to win after a literal tirade of all we do is win, win, win.
Yeah.
All they do is win, 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 win.
Yes. Yes. A lot of winning. Yes.
Yeah, except for the whole losing part. Not only losing, getting crushed, getting curb stomped into the floor.
The score actually looks closer than the game actually was.
Laura's bragging about only 14 points.
Super Bowl.
Yeah, Laura's bragging about 14 points. Pfft. Seattle scored 29.
Yeah.
Take that.
Yeah, that game was never ever in question of who was gonna win that game.
And now we live in a timeline with Super Bowl winning quarterback Sam Darnold.
Legendary Sam Darnold, Hall of Famer.
First Super Bowl winner, Brandon, of the quarterbacks in the 2018 class.
2018
These are
class?
facts.
2018
class, these are facts.
Very good class.
He won the Super Bowl before Josh Allen, the chosen Rosen. I'm as shocked as you are. And before Lamar.
Yep.
And before Baker.
He's the
And
GOAT.
before Baker.
Yep.
He's definitely the GOAT.
It's incredible. It
I
really
wonder
is.
when he'll play next year. I mean, he just jumps from team to team to team to team to team.
He has a multi-year deal.
Yeah,
And what does he do? He wins.
He wins. Wins.
He just every year he's on a different team. So I was just wondering, where is he going to play?
He won 14 games the last 2 seasons with 2 different teams, Eric.
I know. He's not. You're not going to hear me say anything bad about the kid.
Seattle went in at halftime. It took New England 3 plays to score. I got nothing. I just read what it said.
Patriots sucked. Okay. They at no.
So you're saying they did not, in fact, win?
They did not even come close to it. At no point in time did they look like a team that had any shot at winning.
You know what that Super Bowl kind of reminded me of?
They may have won the coin toss, I think. I think they won the coin toss. I think that's all they won that day.
Would you say that they were kind of like that Boston Bruins team that was so epic?
No, not even close. This was a Cinderella team that everyone was shocked that they ended up in the Super Bowl. That Bruins team was supposed to just destroy everyone and win the Stanley Cup with ease. That was just one of the biggest meltdowns in sports history. That was
It was moving.
It's a good thing you're a Red Sox fan. So.
Yeah, it's true. They have won championships. That's worked out.
I'm not a Red Sox fan. I don't like the Red Sox. 86 Red Sox broke my heart. I hate baseball.
And yet all the Boston Bruins consistent and frequent failure doesn't seem to do it. It's interesting. Actually, that's a good question. So, Eric, what manner of Boston Bruins failure would be required for you? Does Bill Buckner has to rise from the grave and allow in a game-winning goal? Like, what does it take? At what point do we give up on the Bruins? We already know Bobby Orr can't design a card. He's a very insensitive man. The thing he did to Jim Abbott were inappropriate. We already know Bobby Orr is not a swell fellow. We know this. So what does it take, Eric? What do we have to do? What happens next? Ray Bork became a zombie for you, and yet nothing.
Are you gonna go up and see him and you gonna stand in line and get his autograph in Toronto next couple of weeks?
No.
Man, if it wouldn't be so difficult getting it, I could send some of my Walking Dead stuff up to you to get him to sign.
See, that in that scenario, I'd help Brandon out with that. That's fine. Otherwise, like, no, I don't deal with losers that were carried by Peter Forsberg. Look, Peter Forsberg was a janitor. He came out of the janitor's closet to win a Stanley Cup. Thank God for him. Otherwise, Zombie Ray Bork would have nothing. Nothing.
You know, Carlos is still mad that I chose Peter Forsberg over him, and he just
look. Your love of brooms is noted. I understand. I appreciate it. I think it's a little creepy.
I'm sorry. I was late for dinner. I sent someone.
Shut up, moron.
I sent someone in my stead who's better than me anyway, who you all like better than me. So I don't understand where the hate's coming from.
Eric, I can answer that. Hold on, Brandon. I'm going to answer this. Since Eric wants to skirt the issue, I am going to explain where the hate comes from. The hate is that you did show up. If you had just left Michelle and never come back, everyone's fine. But you did show up. So if you just stayed with Janitor Boy and you two could have compared mops or whatever it is you do, that would have been fine. No, you came. The problem, as soon as you came, you ruined everything.
So by showing up, I actually ruined the night.
I believe Bobby was very clear on this issue.
Yes, okay.
Why do you think that in that very night, Eric, you know this is true, that very same night that you're talking about, that's where Steve Angel had to take it upon himself to put a cup of mayonnaise within your proximity to try to get rid of you.
I did not like that.
He was trying to get rid of you.
No, I didn't like that at all. I was off talking to Timmy Two Hats, and I came back, sat down, and I didn't like that at all.
Indeed. Mike says, I got a better one for you. 69 Orioles lost to the Mets. Baltimore Colts lost to the Jets, and the Bulls lost to the Knicks all in 1 year. Baltimore Bullets. Pages like Dolphins fans, always talking about the past. 72 undefeated season for the Dolphins. That's true. This is a good question. Eric did have to stand here and answer. See, after you ruined our dinner and Steve tried to drive you away, he was trying to use Eric repellent. He put it in a little cup there just to be like, all right, this will get rid of him.
So gross. So gross. It was like shaking and ugh, it was so gross.
I don't know, Brandon. Like, I'm trying to make this clear. Like, and by the way, Eric is trying to claim this, Brandon, that he like, oh my God, the mayonnaise, so gross. I can't stand it. I don't like it. I don't want it. Mm-hmm.
It was this. No, that's the AIs again.
Are you sure?
I am sure.
That looks pretty real to me, man.
So you're saying that Reggie jersey over your shoulder is fake?
Yeah, I see a Reggie jersey, the same Reggie jersey I see behind you. I see, and not only that, I see the same psychotic smile. I know for a fact that is exactly what it looks like. I don't think you're AI, Eric. I think that's the real deal.
No, that's the AIs again. Don't believe your eyes with the AIs.
Wow. My eyes are telling me, Brandon, that looks legit to me.
Yeah, I would agree.
Mm-hmm. So, folks, to wind down, any last thoughts or comments? We've got a lot of mileage tonight. We've done it again. Magui did it again. I got to tell you, like, otherwise, Brandon, I got to be honest, there's a lot of the sports stuff that doesn't interest me that much. Good luck to those in Strongsville. Have fun. Have a good time. Look, there'll be content on that on Friday. On Friday, we'll get to that. Dan will pop in. We'll get some of the Strongsville folks to probably appear in the chat and all that. We'll take care of all that. Don't worry about it. But in the meantime, Brandon, I don't feel any need to talk about it. There'll be a card show. There'll be the vintages, but there'll be a curtain. And then on this other side of the curtain will be the moderns and the Pokemans. It's exciting. Neil will have live coverage. It's a colliding worlds, man. All I'm saying. Boston Road Dave Forbes, cheap shot on Henry Bocha, giving him 25 stitch and double vision and ruining his career.
Sorry?
You should apologize.
I'm sorry. Hold on a second. Let me go to the tickle trunk. Hold on.
Let's go into the tickle trunk. I like Bob Boozle. I predict one man will ruin Strongsville for everyone. This is a prophecy. I like it. I like it, Bob. I like it. This would be fun. That'd be exciting.
Here we go. Make me big.
Wow, it comes with a print dot beside Henry.
I don't know. Do I have another one? Let's compare. Here you go. Here's another one.
That one at least doesn't have the print dot.
There you go.
See what happens, Brandon, when Eric is all in Sports World? He's not even picking different singles. He's actually grabbing multiple copies of the same card.
Yep.
Just grabs from the stack, whatever's there.
Variants.
Now I gotta. Do I have it, Dave Forbes rookie?
There it is. Eric's got all those boxes. Just goes into one box every time. That's right, Mike. So it says, nice rookie. Tops are peachy. Everything's so peachy.
That's true. Dave Forbes.
All right. While Eric's figuring that out, I'll mention here at the tail end because I wanted to make sure I had everything situated. Will be an AMG podcast tomorrow. It'll drop on Wednesday. Collector of the Scalps, Collector of the People has sent me the images to some of the latest. So we'll talk about some new stuff coming in.
Hobby related.
Go ahead.
Just because I haven't looked, but it was on my mind for a second here.
Go ahead.
Do they make one touches for like? I guess it would be a wide vision or like a tall boy size card.
Ooh,
They
tall
call
boy.
them wide visions, but I think they're a similar size of the.
I haven't
tall
seen a
boy.
tall boy for. I haven't seen a one touch for a tall boy before. I almost feel. I wonder though. How are the dimensions? See, it would be. No, you wouldn't want to do that. I was thinking almost the booklets, but you wouldn't want that because you'd have 3 magnets. It'd be dumb. No, I don't think they make a one touch for tall boys, as far as I'm aware. I don't think so. Not that I'm aware of.
Okay.
I haven't seen any yet.
I
Yes,
bought
understand why Name doesn't like Dave Forbes. Henry Bocha was
thanks,
a
John.
native Canadian,
Damn.
and Name collects him and looks up to him, and I understand why he doesn't like Dave Forbes, but I still hate Name, and I hope he stubs his toe at 3 a.m. while going to the bathroom.
Bold move. Hmm. So yes. So all I was mentioning was here you go. I used the humongous horde for tall boy semi-rigids.
Yeah, I have some of those. I bought an autograph card. Y'all know the Walking Dead props I got. The one with the arm. I bought her autograph last night, but for some reason, for all the Fear the Walking Dead autos, they're like the wide vision cards. So
Okay.
they're like tall boys. And I bought it raw, but I was just gonna throw it in a one touch just to put it back on the shelf, but I'll have to figure out what I'm gonna do.
Indeed. So based on Eric's movement to violence, I would remind everyone, so we're all on the same page here. So I do have the scrolling ticker down there. I'll leave a link in the description. But I would remind everybody, we do charge Eric for every like. Likes help ease or make worse his pain. We thank you for your consideration. So feel free to hit the like. Just saying. I'm sitting in a chair for 52 minutes. I know. Eric says you get used to it. Don't get card saver 3 for tall boys. Too small. There you go. Name. Eric is actually your biggest fan since Stable. No, that's true.
Right. No, see, what did I say? What did I say about 2 hours and 1 minute ago? Evil woman. She knows.
Why you said it like at the very beginning of the broadcast before it was even applicable? Before Amanda even showed up in the chat?
No. She knows what she did. She knows what she did.
Is this a clubhouse thing? Like, is that what we're going with right now?
No, she knows. No, the earlier thing was a clubhouse thing. This is a name thing, and I hate them both.
Wow, Brandon. Wow. And name's right. Eric wishing harm on a podcast hosted by Amanda Peace. The irony. It's true. It is true.
Yeah. Now he's laughing because now they're teaming up on me. That pox to both your houses.
Wow. He's poxing people.
Oh,
That's
I'm
good.
poxing. Poxing is happening to both their houses.
We learned a lot tonight, Brandon. We really have. We've expanded the BIC multiverse. Whatever it is that Eric has, we've learned about his thievery knows no bounds. It was bad enough when he was stealing shit from Sports World, allegedly. It was bad enough when he was stealing cards from the Dallas Card Show, allegedly. Now we find out that he steals. You know, it goes to show, Brandon. I talked about this before. I said that there are a few things that Eric hates. Amongst them, America, freedom, and the troops. And Brandon, 2 out of 3 when he steals from the Patton family at the behest, per Eric, of his own family. And then steals from his own family because that's not good enough. That's what we learned tonight.
Did not steal.
Yeah. Lots of things are learned each week, Eric.
I did not steal anything from the Patton family. Thank you.
We will revisit this conversation. We will find out more, Brandon, on this upcoming Friday live stream. So the more videos coming up on the channel. Probably a pickup video this week once I get some other stuff in. That's my plan. I've got some cards in right now. Showed a couple of them, but then I'll do the rest. By Friday, though, Brandon, Friday will mark 2,000 days since the beginning of the live stream streak that continues unabated. The longest running episodic, whatever it is. We don't know what it is, but it is the longest running episodic. That is true. 2,000 days this Friday. I love when it's a beautiful round number, Brandon. It's a beautiful thing when it falls right on the date.
I gotta find something better to do.
You have nothing better to do. All you do is steal shit and sit on bicycles with no seats on them.
I am gonna find something better to do, I swear.
You're a man who didn't even know that I was making fake cycling names up because you couldn't tell the difference between the real and AI related ones.
Listen, there's a lot of Eastern European riders, man. They all have names like that.
Which is to say, Brandon, the entire cycling scene is just AI. It's AI bullshit. All of it. Eric, can you get me a deal about 6 bales of hay? That's right. He knows a guy. Probably warehouses full of it right now. Jim says, right on, John. Humongous board is just a tiny bit larger than the penny saver version. Both work way better than the card saver product. All right.
Yeah, the wide visions are about the same. They're practically the same size as a tall boy. And I have a lot of the Humongous Horde product. They used to send me boxes of
that's what we sell at the store.
Samples and all that stuff when they first started. So I have several of them back in the closet.
Sue says, water soaked 75 pounds bales of hay too. That's right.
This is that's the product we sell at the store.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. How did you get that, Eric?
None of your business.
Mm-hmm. Hit the like button so that his shameless thievery is not left unpunished. So that's it. Chat, thank you for joining us for a live episode of the podcast. I will still do these from time to time when honestly I can't come up with any other ideas. That's how it goes. Looks like a marketing rush. That's right. That's right. Do you notice the magnet top? Yes, because in the package it's done correctly. Correct. See, Amanda is saying, wait, Eric, before we go. Wait, Eric, before we go.
No.
Is Amanda suggesting that you're a Judas?
Amanda is suggesting that. How dare she?
Of all people.
Pot, kettle, black, you got it.
Of all the people, Brandon, the very Judas herself is accusing someone of being a Judas.
That's right.
I'm not in this one.
The irony, Brandon, is beyond my ability to comprehend. My head's exploding right now.
Yeah.
It's incredible.
Incredible.
Oh, Humongous Horde products, except for the binder pages and graded card sleeves. There you go. All right. Thank you, chat. Thank you for appreciate you hanging out. Hit the like button on your way out. Eric pays for it. And we've 10x the 10x to the like button. Otherwise, back on Friday. Longest running episodic, whatever it is. More videos coming up on the channel aside from that. And then this episode, I will probably adjust it slightly, and then we'll figure it out. I've actually got to start uploading the the previous episode. If you've been listening to the audio version, it's probably been a month or longer.
A month, really?
No, I was caught up. I was caught up maybe about a month ago. Maybe about a month ago, I was caught up, and then now we're back to the darkness, the valley of sadness.
The last time I heard you say you were caught up was definitely way more than a month ago.
Yeah. I don't. Bobbles and I aren't on board with this lie.
All right, hold on. Let's force Eric to do the maths. I'm going to force him to do the maths.
We're in April.
I'm doing it. It's going to happen.
3.5 months, maybe.
Oh no, it's not that much. No way.
I don't math for anyone.
Hold on. We are mathing.
I will.
This is episode 174. This is 174. That right now it's 174. The last uploaded was 167. That is not 3 months. That's like just shy of 2. That's just shy of 2. Well, don't count this one. We're literally recording it right now. 173 is more accurate.
Laziness, Carlos. I don't want to hear your excuses.
Hey, listen, not all of us can steal hay for a living.
I did not steal. Actually, wait a minute. Hold on. I may have acquired a couple of bales of hay for archery practice.
That's right.
In the 4 years in which I was a hay farmer, a couple of bales of hay may have ended up in my backyard for archery practice.
Stolen from the Patton family.
technically, with
Shame.
not really stolen, more like acquired from.
Uh-huh. Indeed. Any special guests for Friday? Probably not. Well, actually, hold on. Let me correct myself. Mike, it depends on your definition of the word special. I believe that several of them are special. There's a lot of very special people that I've been dealing with for quite a while. I don't know, like, special is open to interpretation. Guests is open to interpretation. If so, depending on how you feel about it, the answer might be yes or no.
We supposedly have on the payroll a non-sport correspondent that
Well, except she's trash.
ever
Amanda talks a lot of trash from hiding.
never comes on the show. Never.
No, God, no. She doesn't like. She's derelict of duty. She doesn't do her job.
Derelict
all she
of-
does is be a Judas.
Yes,
Like that's all she does.
that is correct.
And Brandon, that's for the love of the game.
You lie. Oh, you're a liar.
Brandon, can you believe this?
Oh,
This Judas would have the audacity to suggest the audacity. Brandon, I can't even believe it. It's beyond my capability.
Oh, you a liar. Your pants are on fire.
Brandon, you know what I have to say to this right now? This is all I got to say right now. Unbelievable.
Ooh, lightning gonna strike.
I can't even say she sold us out for pieces of silver. She probably sold us out for fake silver. She didn't even test the silver to make sure it was real.
She sold us out.
Sold out.
W supplies.
Sold out. You better.
I want that. Make sure we get that in writing. Okay, we'll see.
Documented. Documented. Brandon, this took us down a dark path down the stretch. Down at the very end, it's a dark place. Do you have any sage words of wisdom to leave us on? Any thoughts?
Be a liar.
Nah, I'm not even going to pretend to be wise or sage.
Wow. You could have stroked your beard a couple of times and said like Rumpelstiltskin or something. Like just make shit up.
No, remember the guy who taught Kung Fu and Kill Bill that they went to with the long beard, and he'd like kick someone's ass and then like
again, Eric claims he can't remember shit, and he's got these and he's just like, remember this scene in this movie by these people and this.
Kung Fu
I'm like,
from Kill Bill. And
it takes me a moment to even remember what the hell Kill Bill even is. I definitely can't quote the movie. Now, you ask me about Die Hard or Home Alone or something, I might be able to go there. Random movie? No.
All right. Raise your hand in the chat. Put one of the hand emojis in the chat if you remember the Kung Fu master from Kill Bill movies that took his beard and went whoo, and whipped it. Come on. Hands in the chat if you remember the Kung Fu master and Kill Bill. Come on.
I'm glad at least he said emojis because some folks are definitely going to use the emojis. The emojis are
Come on. Let's see it.
Sold out for influencer box of wax product. That's right. So it's not the road to Expo. It's right here. I can't even deny that in front of Carlos. That's right. You can't. You cannot deny the selloutness. Brandon, it's unbelievable. You would think that some of these people would have some material. I understand that we've got Eric on here, and he's already described the amount of chicanery, the evil that he has been perpetrated amongst people. But you would think some of the chat would show some integrity. Don't follow Eric's lead. He's taking it down the dark path. Look at this man.
Okay, chat.
Not one
We'll
person
go with
putting the hand emoji up. Come on.
All right. So put the hand emoji up if you think Eric is full of shit.
Well, now you got to have a different one because now I'll just say that they remembered Kill Bill.
It's been long enough, Eric. Like we gave him a while there. We gave him a while there. It's quite a long, drawn out.
Oh, look, there we go. The hand emoji works. Nobody remembers your Kill Bill, Eric.
I hate him so much. I hate him
your concussions are being debunked more and more and more and more.
So much.
They had no problem responding. They were quick on that one.
She put up a bat. What
Bat
For her,
shit
that's a
crazy.
thumbs up. For her, that's a thumbs up.
That's bat
an
shit
arm up.
crazy. Look, there's another one.
Look at that.
No, you can't. No, that doesn't count. No,
Use this name. Use this one to thumbs it up too. Hit the thumbs up with this one too.
That does not count.
Totally does.
That does not. Jerk.
So anyway,
Great way to end the show.
on that bombshell, I leave you with the following, and you can all follow up with me on Friday. As Eric has once said, and this is a quote from Eric, the first NBA three-pointer was Brian Ferrari. That is your fact of the night. Have a good one. See you next time.